Greetings and welcome back, El Rushbo. This, the most listened to radio talk show in the country. You've already spoken and said more in the first half hour of this program than you're going to get in many 3-hour programs today, radio or TV. And we're just getting warmed up. The Super Bowl. Remember now, folks, everything in America has been politicized. All you have, if you doubt me, look at the advertising in the Super Bowl. You had Audi and a couple of other outfits that were devoted to political issues in order to sell their products. A major miscalculation. And I know what happens. The media buyers and the creative people at both these companies and the advertising agencies are recent college graduates, mainly women, who are dyed-in-the-wool leftists and have their sway over the media buys and the direction of the ad campaign and so forth and so on. And I think it's all going to come back and bite these people in the end. But you don't even have to go to the advertising to find the politicization of the Super Bowl. Because if you knew where to look and if you knew what to watch, even before the game, you knew that many on the left were hoping for a New England Patriots defeat. They were hoping the Atlanta Falcons would wipe them out because the Patriots are reputedly and reportedly closely tied to the President of the United States. Tom Brady and Trump, supposedly good. Well, I know that they are. Robert Kraft, the owner of the Patriots, and Trump, good friends. I know that they are. Belichick wrote Trump a congratulatory letter after Trump won the election and wrote admiringly of his steadfastness, his stick-to-itiveness, his persistence, and his unwillingness to give up. And so there was a lot riding on this for the left, for millions of football-hating leftists. And they are out there. The Super Bowl was to serve as a massive political cleansing. Political justice would be served. An election might not be reversed, but a statement would be made that the country had recognized it had made a mistake. The Patriots and Trump, who really aren't patriots, right, according to the left. The Patriots and therefore Trump would be crushed. And do you know why? Because they deserved it. Why did the Patriots deserve to be crushed and Trump with them? Because their winning is an offense. There isn't supposed to be this kind of dominance in New America, not patriot kind of dominance. There isn't supposed to be this kind of heroism from the majority in America anymore. But they weren't going to leave it strictly to the Atlanta Falcons. No, there was eager anticipation for the halftime show of the noted song stylist Lady Gaga, about whom it was said prior to the game that she was going to diss Trump with a bunch of drones from high atop Energy Stadium in Houston. And she was going to tell the world what the left really thought of all of this. And she was going to do it in the midst of the halftime show, in song and in dance. And they were eagerly and breathlessly waiting. And Lady Gaga, in pre-Super Bowl interviews, did not disabuse them of the notion that she was locked and loaded and that she was going to come out firing and that she was going to let Trump have it. And the left was going to have a halftime orgasm because they were going to be able to pretend that they actually didn't lose. The Super Bowl, the most watched television event in the world, was going to feature Trump's team losing and therefore Trump losing. And Lady Gaga, well-known leftist song stylist, was going to smash Trump in the ground in the middle of the halftime show. And none of it happened. In fact, the parallels are eerie. 9 o'clock on election night, the Clinton campaign still thought that they were going to win in a landslide. 9 o'clock last night in the Super Bowl, the Patriots were down 28-3 and looked inept. Brady's passes were off target. When they were on target, his receivers couldn't hold the ball. He was sacked twice. It doesn't happen. The Patriots were playing a style of football that people haven't seen them play. People on the left were excited, thinking that their dreams are going to come true, that Brady was not only going to lose, he was going to look silly in the process, because, by extension, Trump was going to look like the fool, because Trump had gone out on a limb, making it known to everybody that he and the Patriots bigwigs are best buddies, inseparably good friends. And so when bad happens to the Patriots, the thing you have to remember is, in the final analysis, when everything's balanced out, nothing bad happens to Patriots, with a capital P or not. And so they were excited. And so people on the left who don't even understand football and just hate it because it's too violent, and because there's winners, and because there's losers. The young snowflakes that populate America's college campi, who care not a whit about the game and actually think it should not be played because it's so mean, it's so violent, it's just not, and then people lose. We're watching in eager anticipation for Donald Trump to take it on the chin by virtue of the New England Patriots being wiped out. And at halftime, it was just like election night. But then, about halfway through the third quarter, everything changed. You know when I knew, folks? Snerdley, you didn't watch, is that right? You did not watch this? You missed the Fox pregame show from 6 to 6:30. You missed something that I'm going to tell you that happened, and you're not going to believe it. Well, you'll believe it. Fox, the broadcast network, obviously intent on establishing deep contact with patriotic Americans. Fox wasn't going to be the architect or author of any division. They may not be able to control Gaga. They may not be able to control the outcome of the game, but the things they were control of, there wasn't going to be any promotion of divisive issues. And yet, who did they bring out to read the preamble of the Declaration of Independence? None other than noted communist Harry Belafonte. And I'm sitting there, and I'm watching this, and they bring Harry Belafonte, and I'm saying, what in the world is this? Of all people, Harry Belafonte thinks Cuba is paradise on earth. Harry Belafonte is part of the Black Lives Matter organization, which this judge in Seattle, by the way, is very sympathetic to, by the way. And Harry Belafonte starts reading. This guy is a bigoted hate monger with a rich history of singing the praises of communism and bananas and communist dictators. And somehow somebody thought this would help the country unify after Donald Trump supposedly divided it. And so they brought Belafonte out. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I expected him to change the words, or to say he thought this was full of it. I thought, what a risk. The only saving grace was it was on tape. And then, after reading the preamble, he said that in 1974, the great American artist Johnny Cash wrote of our ragged old flag, ragged and old from the conflict and the suffering that came from our fight for freedom. Pride in our flag, freedom symbol, should now inspire us to keep striving to become a more perfect union through playing Johnny Cash tune. Ragged old flag. Yeah, because no one believes more deeply or represents more fully unity and freedom than Harry Belafonte. That was sarcasm for those of you in Rio Linda. The left began to realize it might not all work out the way they wanted when Lady Gaga did not utter a single word that could be even imagined or construed as critical of Donald Trump. Who? No, Jeremiah Wright was not on the show. But Lady Gaga, I have to say, it was a great halftime performance. And because of my hearing limitations, I'm not up to speed on 30-year-old song stylist superstars. But everything I'm reading about her performance today says she has reignited her career. I didn't know that it was being flushed. But they said, and it was overwhelmingly talented. It was well choreographed, and it was brought off without a hitch. It was really, and of course everybody was waiting, for somewhere in the middle, like, Trump sucks, something like that. Didn't happen. And then the third quarter started, and you could sense it wasn't to be. I myself just, third quarter, when the Patriots' comeback began, the left realized it wasn't to be. Trump was not going to be humiliated. The Patriots were not going to get creamed. Trump was not going to be embarrassed. They were not going to be able to relive election night as a victory because the Patriots were coming back. And the Falcons, I'm going to get in trouble for this, but I'm the mayor of Realville, and I saw all of the reaction after the game. Greatest game ever! Oh my God! I've never seen greatest comeback ever! Greatest game ever! It's gonna go. I'm sorry, it was a fun game to watch, and the Patriots were overwhelming and coming back. But how can I have to take a break? We'll be back here.
Rated the #1 talk radio personality of all time, Rush Limbaugh, on the EIB network.